How's everybody doing? There's a lot of people in here, huh? Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I don't know, I mean, it's probably better to just talk to you all and find out what you want to talk about, right? Than me say anything. What do you think? How many people are from Toronto? It's a good city to be from, isn't it? I'm glad to be back. I haven't been here in a long time. I'm going to take a picture of you all. Is that all right? Touche. Touche. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here. You know, I just got back from Japan, where Japan. It was incredible. I had been there once before with the first movie, but we went back with the second movie, and it was a whole different experience because people there kind of really knew what to expect a little bit, and so then they were expecting it. It was really fun. And so now the movie is officially done and out there. You know, that was our last kind of press trip. And so yeah, we're done with Star Trek Into Darkness. How many people saw Star Trek Into Darkness? How many people liked it? All right, good news, good news. We had a great time making it, and I had such a good time traveling all over the place with the movie and with my friends promoting it, and I'm just glad to be here on the tail end of it. So I guess we might as well just like open it up and we can all have a dialogue together then, right? I'm not going to pick who asks the question. Somebody else better do that, right? Somebody over here will do that. So who has a question? All right. Okay, well there's a hand right in front of me and that person is dressed like Spock, so let's give them a microphone. You can shout it out, I'll hear you. Well, we didn't actually leave the eyeshadow, we just sort of toned it down a little bit. But there is, if you look closely, there is a little bit of it. But you'd have to talk to Dave Anderson, our makeup head, because he made all those important decisions, like how blue will the eyeshadow be? Good question. Who else? Somebody over there, hey. Good. It's good to go. It's good to go.
So I just wanted to say that you're like an amazing actor, and I really appreciate your work. My question is, like, how do you prep yourself for different roles, like going from Dr. Thredson to Spock?
It's different. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing a movie or a TV show or a play, my process is different for everything. I find film and television tends to be a lot more about instinct and a lot more about moment-to-moment choices, and being in a play, which I'm actually doing a play right now, doing The Glass Menagerie on Broadway in New York. So if anybody's in New York between now and the end of January, come see me in The Glass Menagerie at the Booth Theater. But you know, they're all very different because in a play you have time to craft and to explore and rehearsal a process and build a performance, whereas in film and television you have much less time to rehearse, and it really tends to be much more about serving the writing, especially in television, because you're turning over episodes every 8 days, and you inevitably get backed up, and especially with a show like American Horror Story or Heroes, both of which are very technically complicated, and there's a lot of stunts and makeup effects and stuff, so then that becomes its own thing. And then from there, it's just
Project!
So then from there, it's just about the character. And, you know, crafting a performance based on what the character's essence is. So for Spock, you know, and Siler and Thredson, they're all just very different, you know? I don't know, that was a bad answer, right? Good answer? All right. Yeah, who else?
Hi, over here.
Where? Over there, okay. Hi.
big fan since Hero Season 1. My question is maybe a little bit on the heels of the last one. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I'm sure everybody in this room saw Star Trek Into Darkness, and my question is about the iconic scene, of course, where you, instead of the previous iteration, say that name with such intensity.
Okay. Way to preserve the spoiler. Something tells me that wasn't the end of your question. Why did you take the microphone away from me? How did I prepare for it, you ask? Well, it's not hard to prepare for something like that when we spent that whole day doing that scene leading up to that moment that you're talking about, where my character yells the name and shall not be spoken. So the day was really intense because we spent hours and hours in that scenario where, someone who I'm incredibly good friends with in real life and whose character, my character, is incredibly good friends with in the world of the movie, appears to have expired. And that is unsettling. And so, we spent a lot of time building up to that moment, and the expression of anger and the need for revenge and all that stuff came out of the work that we had been doing all day. So ultimately it wasn't that difficult. The most difficult thing about that scene was that we were shooting in a converted warehouse, basically, probably a space at least as big as this room, but with ceilings probably about 2 times or 3 times as high, like just this cavernous. It was where Lindbergh built his airplanes, like it was like his airplane situation. And there were birds in the rafters of the place, so in the middle of this very intense but very quiet, kind of intimate scene, we had to contend with for hours. And they brought in actually like birds of prey to scare the little birds from chirping. They would, between takes, they would do foghorns and air horns in order to scare the birds into silence, which didn't work very well. So that was probably the biggest challenge of that whole experience, was contending with the little, swallows that were up in the rafters, I guess. But, yeah, there's that. How about front row right here, because you don't have to use a microphone? Yeah. Behind the scenes, interesting stories about working with Benedict Cumberbatch. No, you guys are here for me, not for Benedict Cumberbatch. Well, Ben's a great guy and, enormously talented actor. And the great thing about working with Ben is just that there's such a familiarity and such a common language. We both come from the theater, and I would say just that epic battle that we have at the end of the movie was probably the thing that I'll remember most from the whole shoot. It was like an 11-day sequence that we shot over a few weeks, and it was really intense and kind of unrelenting in its brutality, and we had to just keep going and just fight all day. And so you bond with somebody over something like that, and I would say that's probably the thing that working with him I'll take away from the most. But we're great friends. We see each other all the time. Whenever one of us is in the other one's city, we always hang out and find time to catch up. So it was all good stuff. I wouldn't say there's anything uproariously funny that I can share with you, other than just sort of day-to-day humor that probably wouldn't translate. I don't know. You'll have to buy the DVD, which comes out in a couple of weeks, I think, or something, right? Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, the prank we played was not only on Benedict, it actually started on Anton. Chris and Simon were in the makeup trailer one day. We were shooting the last 10 days of our movie up in this, it's called the National Ignition Facility in Northern California, in Livermore, California. And so Chris and Simon got the idea to pretend that we needed to apply this neutron cream to preserve us from the exposure to radiation that was possible in this place, which wasn't obviously possible. And so they made Anton do it, and then once they would get somebody, then that person was in on the joke, so it became a cumulative thing. So it went from Anton, or first it went from Simon to Anton, and then I think it was me, and then it was Zoe, and then it was Benedict, and then it was, the last two were, has Carl ever been doing one of these panels? So make sure you ask Carl about his experience, because he and John Cho were the last ones, and Chris and I wrote this whole PSA. We like literally wrote it out on cue cards, and we had them read it and record it. Like, you know, this is going to be. I think that's going to be on the DVD, like a whole sort of thing about that. But that was really fun, and everybody had. So Benedict's version of it was they made him sign a release form saying that you understand. And then at lunchtime, they made him read it out loud to the entire crew. And in the middle of it, it was like, I understand that this is completely untrue, and this is a big joke, and he had to read it out loud, and it was really embarrassing. But... So there you go, that does tie in, right? Now you got your answer, and you got your answer, perfect. Yeah, where? Hi.
Hi. Would you be more scared to run into Oliver Thredson or Siler in the dark alley in the middle of the night?
What are you talking about? I have a drink with both of them. I love those guys. If I was in a dark alleyway, I think I would probably be more, I don't know, that's a good question. I'd probably be more scared to run into Siler in a dark alleyway. I don't think I'm Thredson's type. Who else? You obviously got the next question, buddy. What's up? Is it what? What about it? Is my favorite movie Star Trek? My favorite movie is Star Trek. Thank you. Am I choosing the people, or are you guys choosing the people? All right, this guy's chosen this gal, so we'll go over here.
So your acting work is really inspirational, and for someone who's wanting to come out into the acting industry, what would be your one big tip?
Good luck. My one big tip would be specific about what you want and never back off. You know, like it's such a long road, really. I mean, I lived in LA and worked as an actor for 8 years before I got Heroes, and there were many times in that 8 years that I thought, like, well, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore. And then sticking with it is really the biggest part of it, I think, you know. Perseverance in this field is something that can never be underestimated. And the interesting thing is it never gets easier, you know? You think like, oh, I remember thinking like, oh, well, all I need is one big job, or all I need is to be, you know, to be successful or get that gig. And then I got it, you know, and then it still didn't get that much easier. It's like, it's a very interesting thing that, you know, you always have to have a strong sense of self, separate from your work, I think, and never really give up on what you want to accomplish. And then you'll definitely get, you know, more likely to accomplish it, I think. Thank you, good luck. I meant that part. I don't know.
Right here.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you have any confirmation about Heroes being renewed? And even if you don't, would you reprise your role as Siler if you were asked?
You guys, I love how enthusiastic you are about a show that went off the air like 6 years ago. No, I really do love how enthusiastic people are about Heroes, and I've been asked this question a lot because I think there was some kind of news rumor that there was maybe going to be a resurgence of the series on like Xbox or something. I remember. I don't Netflix. You know, I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Tim Kring in quite some time, but my instinct is it won't happen. I mean, all of us have moved on to other things, and are really busy, and if it did happen, I think it would happen with a different cast, different characters. I don't think that I would ever go back to that. Myself personally, I had an incredible time. It defined so much of my journey as an actor from that point forward, and I'm so grateful to it. I had the best time working on that show. I love that character. I love the people that I got to work with. But it's that kind of feeling of like, it's a chapter that is closed a little bit, and then I've moved on to other stuff, and I'm hungry to continue to do that. So my instinct is it's probably not going to happen, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. I'm not the one to decide. Yeah, thank you. Let's go to this side of the room now. Who's over here that wants to talk about things in the world? This guy right here with his hand up. I think I would be like attacked if I turned up in the Star Wars franchise. No, I don't think so. I was just with him for an extended period of time in Japan. I imagine if he had any inklings toward that, he would have probably floated it out. And I don't think that I could do it. I really don't, actually. I don't think I would do it. And I don't think that he would be interested in sort of cross-pollinating in that way. Because we're going to be shooting our third movie probably. Don't quote me on this, but sometime next year, so I imagine there would be some overlay and I wouldn't be able to do both anyway, but no, I don't think so. Sure. No. I don't think so. I mean, people have pretty much asked everything where I'm glad to have it. One or the other, I think. Let's go, sure, green shirt there in the back. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You. Oh. Well, there's a question nobody's asked me before. What are some of my core beliefs, my core philosophies that have helped me? Oh, wow. Well, I believe that, it's a tough one. I believe that that's a tough one. I believe that you get back what you put out in the world. I'm a big believer in treating people with compassion and respect, and I believe that's the only way to treat people, actually, unless they treat you differently. I believe in striving for authenticity and really journeying within to understand myself and to accept myself on as many levels as possible. I truly believe that the universe will support you if you're specific about what you want. I believe in a spiritual interconnectivity that has been proven to me in my own experience time and time again, that the world just offers things that you are open to. So the more open you are to the world, the more that will present itself to you, I think. And I said it to the young lady who asked about, being an actor, like, specificity in terms of what you want in your life, I believe will help yield it more. What else? I don't know, I believe in having fun. I believe in living as hard as I work, and not taking anything for granted, ever. Not one single experience or one single moment, or I try to stay as aware of how lucky I am all the time, in every moment that I'm experiencing, because, it could go like that for any of us. What else? I don't know. What do you believe? Yeah. You believe what I believe. Awesome. Good. How about that person waving their hand way over there in the hat? No, that person that just stood up. Yeah, you that just stood up. You. That, yeah. How do I feel about the lack of homosexual characters in the Star Trek universe? God. I'm more interested in the abundance of actual homosexual people in the world who are willing to stand up for who they are and what they believe in and for living a life that's true and authentic. I mean, yes, absolutely, characters can reflect the social world that we live in, and I believe that we will see that in the Star Trek universe. But honestly, I think the fight is more on the ground than in the fantasy and the fiction. And for me, it's about visibility. It's about standing up. It's about taking responsibility for unifying our society and leveling a playing field so that everybody has the opportunity to live with their own integrity and their own happiness, and that's more important to me, actually, and that's the life that I try to live. But thanks for your question. What's up, girl? Sure. I want to play Sweeney Todd in the musical Sweeney Todd. Thank you. Yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do because Sweeney Todd was the first. It was the first time in the theater when I was a kid. I saw Sweeney Todd when I was about 11 years old, and it leveled me. I was absolutely so terrified, so inspired. I thought it was such an epic, beautiful story, and I didn't have any idea what I was getting into when I went to see it. So I've always had a special place for that musical, and so one day, who else? How about the people waving frantically in the back? Hi. Get it together, girl. Get it together. Okay, part one. Part one. Yeah, I really do get my eyebrows shaved for the movie. Not all the way off, which is probably worse. The fact that I keep a little sliver of eyebrow. And part two, I would say the eyebrow work is probably my least favorite part of the shooting process because it's tedious and painful and protracted because I have to do that for 6 months. And I look like a crazy person. All around when I'm playing the part, but I think it's an important part of the character, and the physical transformation is a huge point of access for me in the character. So I'm not mad. I'm kind of mad at it, but I'm not hating on it. I'm just mad at it. Is that somebody in the back, in the way back? Yeah, that person waving, and the other person's pointing at her. Yeah, you. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, come on if you want to, hurry up. Is that it? Is that your question? Awesome. She spent her question on a hug, folks. All right. That hurt. Oh yeah, there's a lot of new hands. How about this guy here in the middle, that person there, yeah. Yeah?
After a variety of roles, do you prefer playing hero, villain, or something a little in between?
Okay. I don't really think of the characters I play in terms of a moral compass or a moral spectrum. I find it really interesting to play complicated characters that have a lot going on, and all of the characters that I've played so far I think pretty much do, which I'm grateful for, but I don't really, I delight in complexity more than I delight in good or evil. Thredson, who's probably the most despicable character I played, I would say, was also such a delight, but Spock, who's one of the more heroic characters, is also really special to me as well. So I think of it more in terms of like my relationship to my work as an actor than my relationship to the moral spectrum of the character. That person waving both of their hands, yes, that person there.
This kind of ties into, is there a character that you wanted to play? What is your favorite character that you play?
Well, probably always the one I'm playing when someone asks me that question. So right now it'd be Tom Wingfield in The Glass Menagerie. There's somebody way in the back over there waving both of their arms. I like the people that are really far away that have to work harder to get my attention. Gotta get louder than that. Uh-huh. Well, I've only worked with like 30 people. That's not true. I look up to a lot of people. That's another thing. It comes back to like the philosophy of things. I've been super lucky, I feel like, because I feel like I've had great opportunities as an actor in really unique projects and special things. But also, I've worked with amazing people. You know, from the time that things changed for me with Heroes all the way through to now, I feel like I've been so fortunate. And it comes back to like getting back what you put out, you know. It's like, I feel like I want to be a good person. I want to work with people that are good people. So, you know, I look up to, I'm inspired by all of my friends and peers and collaborators. You know, on Star Trek, my castmates and JJ and, you know, the people that I'm working with right now on this play, my director, John Tiffany, my castmates, Cherry Jones and Celia Keenan-Bolger and Brian J. Smith, who are, you know, we've gone through this tremendous experience together doing the play at Boston and now doing it again on Broadway. And I just find like I want to, whatever situation I'm in, I try to find a source of inspiration. There's many people that I haven't worked with that I'd love to work with. I can't even think of them now. There's so many of them. But, you know, one day at a time, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a person jumping up and down over there on a black. Yeah, you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
You're adorable, by the way.
Thank you.
Sorry, the way you were sitting on the chair, I kind of squealed a little bit. Anyway, if you weren't as ridiculously famous as you are now, if you were to go to one of these conventions, who would you cosplay as?
I would cosplay. What the F is that? No, that's when you dress up like other people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that Wonder Woman over there?
Captain America.
Okay. Oh.
I'm Lara Croft right now.
Oh, are you? I am a journalist for the New York Times. I don't know.
Any special character that you find cool in a movie or a game character?
No. But I love you for being Lara Croft right now. Lara Croft. Good work, Tomb Raider. All right. How about that person over there waving both of them? Now everybody's just waving both of their hands because they know that's my thing. So yeah, you there in the hat. Yeah, you. Scratch that. Back up. Erase. Start over. Any other character from any other movie or TV show. So basically, if I could be anything that I ever wanted to be ever, in the history of time, I have absolutely no idea. That's the other thing about me is I don't really tend to spend too much time looking at what I don't have. I tend to spend more time being grateful for what I do have. So I just feel like my journey is so specific to me that I couldn't imagine any other journey, honestly. I mean, if I was any other character at any other point in time, then I wouldn't be standing here talking to you, and that would be horrible. Sure. What's up? Well, you certainly worked. 2020. I loved 2020. I'm Hugh Downs, and I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020. Someone's twirling a poster. No. Are you kidding me? Right. No. Absolutely not. Because that won't get on the internet. That's all I need right now. Are you kidding me? You'll have to come see the play when I do it sometime. Someone's making a Vulcan salute in the back and waving their hands. No, you just put it down. Yeah, you.